Hello, budget project lovers. This is the savings for vacation page. Now, this is an optional page for you to do in the budget project. It is a little bit challenging. For those of you that love a challenge, this would be a great thing to do because often in our life, we like to go on vacation. And so our monthly budget dictates what we can do for that vacation. And sometimes we need to do vacations that are very cost efficient and that don't cost a lot of money. And sometimes we like to go on a big time vacation like a cruise or fly somewhere to stay in a different part of the world. So I have put 4 choices here for you on this budget project. You can choose to do camping, which is the first section here. You can decide to go to Disney World, which is this section here. You can do a weekend at York Beach, which is here. And then, of course, you can choose other. That would be anywhere in the world for any type of vacation that you possibly could imagine. So you're going to be choosing one of these 4 things to do. If you were really loving vacations and you were really loving this budget project, then you can feel free to do the different ones to see how much they cost. That's going to be absolutely up to you. I'm not going to require anyone to do that. The first thing is camping. So there is a blue link here. Don't forget to click Control and click for that link to come up. But basically, you're going to choose from this blue link a location for where you're going to go camping. Now, you're going to need to know for camping, you're going to need to know the camping fee. There's a campsite fee associated, whether it's a tent site or whether it is a camper site. Keep in mind that camping, there's a lot of one-time costs that are involved in camping. So you need to have a tent. You need to have a camper. Those things would be one-time costs that you would save up over time. I'm not going to include it in this project. So let's just assume that if we're camping that you already have a tent or that you have a small camper. Okay. So your campsite fee, or you can rent a little cabin in one of these campsites as well. Tank of gas, depending on how far you're going, that you might need a tank of gas or 2 tanks of gas. That's on your car page. There's usually about 15 gallons of gas in your car tank. So take the price of gas right now times 15 and you'll get a tank of gas cost. The food that you're going to buy. So that you're going to have to kind of estimate, well, what are you doing? How many days are you going for? You're just going for a weekend camping? If you're going a weekend camping, you'd have 2 nights and you'll have your regular gas and then food for 2 nights and breakfast, lunch, and dinner for 2 days. Souvenirs is an optional thing. We don't all buy souvenirs when we go out, but when you go on a vacation, are you the kind of person that likes to buy souvenirs? If so, you're going to want to give yourself some money here for souvenirs. And what activities are you going to do? That could be, if you're going camping, that could be renting a canoe, renting a paddle boat, renting a kayak. Maybe you're going to do some activities like maybe you're going to do an arcade or something like that. So you'd want to figure out what you're doing for your activities. So if you're going camping for just a weekend, you would base all of these things on 2 days. If you were going to camp for a week, you would have to, of course, multiply the nightly cost for the campsite fee and the food and the souvenirs and the activities for longer. Okay, so good luck planning some camping. The next one is Disney World. Now here are some links for flights, hotels, car rental, and Disney World ticket prices. Of course, we have to fly to Disney World for this. You could take a train and you could drive. That's going to be a little bit more complicated that we want to get into for this project because it's multiple days and multiple hotels, and it's really difficult to determine the cost of that. If you had a parent that wanted to help you, then feel free to try to redo this with a driving cost if you'd like to. But for now, we're going to do a flight out of Manchester or Boston to Orlando, Florida. That's how you would find your flight here. Hotel, how many nights are you going for? That would be, you need a hotel for each of those nights. So find a hotel that you like and multiply it by the number of days that you stay. Admissions, are you going to Disney World for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days? Is there a pass? You're going to need to put that full admission cost right here. Car rental, are you going to rent a car when you are in Orlando, or are you going to take public transportation? Are you going to stay on the park and then you're going to just use the park transportation? Food, for how many days are you staying? If you're only going to stay for 3 days, that's breakfast, lunch, and dinner for 3 days. Where are you going to eat? What's the estimate of the food you're going to choose? And of course, souvenirs. As a shopper, I have to always put something here because I know when I go on vacation, I love to buy things. So that you have to budget it into your cost because you're not going to just have extra money lying around. The next one is a weekend in York Beach. So you can pick your hotel here. How many nights are you going? Are you going Friday night and Saturday night? That would be 2. A tank of gas, put the cost there. How much food for a couple of days? Souvenirs and activities, just like up above at camping. What are you going to do when you go to the beach? If you're just going to go to the beach, then that's usually, it can be free, but there's also parking fees associated with the beach. You're going to want to put a couple fees there, or some state parks cost an admission fee, $10 or $20 for a day. So you'd have to put that there. And for your other vacation, anywhere in the world, you can plan a trip to Italy. You can plan an African safari. But basically, you're going to have a flight and hotel, car rental, admissions to where you're going. What are you going to do there? Admissions is what you're doing. Are you going to go see the Louvre Museum in Paris or the Eiffel Tower? Well, those have admission fees. You pay to get into museums. You pay to get into famous landmarks. You pay to get into different things to see. Food, souvenirs, and car rental. Okay? So basically down at the bottom, once you've done this, you're going to decide on an amount that you're going to put away per month so that you can save up over time to vacation. And how many years would it take you to save up for this vacation? For a camping trip, you might be able to save up that money in a few months. For a trip to Disney World, it might take you for a few years. A weekend at York Beach might take you a few months. In a dream vacation, it might take you many years to save up for a dream vacation, especially if it's more than you and you're also saving for your family to go. So do this, enjoy it. It's optional, don't have to do it, but I thought I would walk through the project so that you would know how to do it if you needed to. And then move your final budget cost at the bottom to your final page of the budget project. Okay, good luck planning your vacation. One of my favorite things to do.